Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Ottawa Senators at Toronto Maple Leafs, NHL 2025, Round 1, Game 5. The Leafs have this game in Toronto, and they're looking to close up the series tonight, unlike Game 4 when they could have, but they didn't. Series lead 3-1 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We've seen that number before. Frankly, we probably don't like it. But is this team truly different? We're going to find out. We're going to find out if this team is truly different, because the way to find out is they win and end the series tonight. The last time they won a first round series, guess what? It was on April 29th. When they beat the Lightning 2 years ago. Can the Leafs do the same 2 years later and beat the Sens? This time it's at home. We'll find out. The Leafs, can they end it tonight? And they could find out as soon as tomorrow who they play in the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Very likely it'll be Florida. Hopefully, I hope not. I hope it's not Florida. I hope it's Tampa, but I think at this point we could basically admit. Damn, why? Why are you feeling sad today? Here we go. It's ironic all the series in the East are 3-1. Well, I'd say the voters messed up, if that's where you're going with it. But if you want to blame people, blame three people. If you want to blame, if you were on the side of the Conservatives, let's blame three people. Jagmeet Singh for not bringing down the government back in November when he said he would and then lied 5 times and said then he didn't. Donald Trump for running his big stupid mouth, and Doug Ford for being a stronger pro-Canada conservative than Pierre Poilievre, or at least being painted as such by the mainstream media. So there's three people you could blame. And I guess the voters as well, and the mainstream media. But if you want to blame some people, there you go. And 2-2 on the West. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was the biggest political Canadian politics bag fumble in history. It was. But I mean, the polls kind of showed that for weeks now. So the polls were sort of wrong, though, as well, ironically enough. Yeah. But with that being said, let's leave that yesterday. Let's leave that on yesterday, even though I watched a lot of the results last night. Let's leave that to yesterday. Let's see the Leafs win this series. Well, at least it's but by the way, at least it's a minority government. So it might be brought down with the way it was basically, of course, a little bit of the Bloc and a little bit of NDP. But basically, I will say, even though the NDP has enough seats to push the Liberals over the line, I mean, what kind of killed their party was helping the Liberals the last time. So all I'm saying is it wouldn't shock me if within like 2 years there's another Canadian election. I will say that much. I feel like there's going to be some Keir Starmer style buyer's remorse within like 5 months. That's just my take. I feel like, good thing it's a minority government though, unlike the UK. They have to live with Keir Starmer for 4 more years, even though they had buyer's remorse 3 months in. At least Ontario delivered a minority government. So, I don't know if it'll last. Point is, I don't think the government's going to last 5 years. I don't. I feel like there's going to be some buyer's remorse there, but that's just my take. But, hold on. Let me count the numbers. I think there's enough block. Yeah. True. $144 to $166. Yeah, might as well be a majority. You're right. But who knows? Maybe some buyer's remorse will happen. Three straight overtime games. Leafs 1-2. Ottawa 1-1. Or maybe I'm just praying for some buyer's remorse. I don't know. But with that being said, game's about to start. Well, at least. Okay. Here we go. But Leafs tonight, TFC tomorrow, and Miami. Funny, we're covering all 3 MLS Canadian teams tomorrow with a double. Funny enough. And then just a wild Miami. And then wild Miami out of nowhere. There'll be a double review if Miami comes back and wins. If not, is it possible to watch it free live stream? No. Well, not legally at least. Sportsnet Plus, pay for it. ESPN Plus, have to pay for it now. I mean, there are some pirated sites you can watch for free, but this is called a watch-along because if I show it, I get a copyright strike. So, we know the NHL is well, I'm sure they know each other from the business sector, but buddy, I think he said he wanted Carney to win because he was trying to pull some reverse psychology because he knew that he ruined Pierre's polls. I'm sure they know each other better than Trump and Pierre do, though. I would probably venture a guess on that because they're both from the business sector, and well, Carney moved Brookfield to New York. So I'm sure they know each other. Buddy, I don't know. But they definitely know each other better than Pierre and Trump do. That would be my guess, though. But I think his endorsement was trying to be some, reverse psychology. Here we go. That was my guess, though. Two things could be true at once. He does like him more than Trudeau, though. I will say this. He does like Carney more than Trudeau, though, because he's never called Carney governor. I think he legit hated Trudeau's guts. But then again, who doesn't? Then again, who didn't by the end there? But then again, who didn't by the end there? So here we go. Let's focus on the hockey now. And the Leafs face off. Lawton wins the draw. Here we go. Leafs starting with their third line. Interesting. Okay. That's interesting. First line for the Sens. Tkachuk, Stützle, Giroux. Saved by Ullmark, pushed away. Perron, Cousins, Batherson, the second line. Grig, Pinto, Amadio, the third line. And Cousins, Gaudette, Zetterlund, the fourth line. Their defenders, Sanderson, Zub. Shabbat, Jensen. Clevin, Matenpalo, and in goal, Ullmark, of course. They've scratched 4 players tonight. Leafs, Nyes, Matthews, Marner, first line. Holmberg, Tavares, Nylander. McMahon, Domi, Pacioretty. They started with their fourth line, actually. Lorentz, Lawton, Yarncrook. Defensive pairs, McCabe, Tanev. Riley, Carlo. Ekman, Larson, Benoit. And Stolarz in net. They've scratched 4 as well. All right. 19 minutes to go in this game. 0-0. 3-1 series lead for the Leafs. See if they could get it. How are we doing, Winvo? Face-off, defensive zone face-off after the icing. And the Leafs win the draw. They could take it out. Leafs have a -170 money line. I wouldn't bet on it. But, that's out. Hope the Leafs win easy. I hope you're right. Tonight, LeBron could possibly retire. Yeah, no, that won't happen. Benoit plays it on behind the net. LeBron's still going another year or two. Like, I know the Lakers are losing right now, but really, he's not going to retire. Not this year, at least. I mean, probably a year or two from now. Playing forward, on the rush. Domi, Nylander, and they lose the puck. Damn, Nylander had a chance there, but he couldn't hold on to it. 18 minutes. 2 minutes, that's been a really, I don't know if I should say it's felt fast or long. Goal! Goal for the Sens! Or did it? It did, I think, I'm not sure. He won't go more than 5 years. What's that too? No sign yet. I think that crossed the line twice. I won't even lie. I think that crossed the line twice. I thought it was off the post. It went behind. Stolarz couldn't grab it. I don't know. I think it didn't. I'm not. It didn't. I think Riley pushed it back before it went in. It didn't cross the line the first time. It went behind Stolarz. He held on to it. Riley pushed it. I think it's no goal. Barely. barely no goal. That's what's going to stay. Riley kept it off the line. Yep. Good job, Morgan. Well, that's surprising. I didn't expect that. Face-off taken, and the Leafs get away with that one. And it never crossed the line, actually. It definitely got close. It stayed in the blue paint. It maybe touched the line, but it didn't completely cross. So no goal, 0-0 still. And then by the time Riley got to it, he crashed the net, but I think Stoller's got a hand to it. So plays behind the net. Pacioretty. I'm not going to say the Sens started better, and that's a loss of the puck. McCabe, Tanev, Matthews gains the zone, dumps it in, goes behind, hit, and the Leafs don't get it, but they do get it on the rebound. McCabe wide to Tanev. McCabe with a shot blocked, and the Sens can pick it up, and they do. Pinto drops it in. Stoller's behind the net. Ooh, off the wall. Play it forward. Nyes racing for it. Zub gets there first. Lawton. That'll be cleared there. Sens behind the net. Benoit, the overtime hero in game 3. Lorentz. Shot on, behind the net, wide and behind the net. Leafs have 32 seconds of zone time, 16 minutes to go in the first period. Benoit dumps it to center. Lawton. Leafs. Ekman Larson behind the net. Kachuk tried forechecking, and he has it at the blue line. Lobs it in behind the net. Benoit takes the hit, but holds long enough just to make sure it gets away. Back into the offensive zone. Behind the net, Ekman Larson defends. Around the half wall, Jensen. Good steal. Here comes Tavares. John Tavares. On shot save by Ullmark. John Tavares almost. Damn. He had the run, but at least he got the shot off this time because he had a breakaway he didn't even shoot on earlier in the series. Well, at least he's ready to play a hockey game after that elbow they never called. Shot wide in game 4. 14:46, 4 shots to 1 for Toronto. Tavares with an amazing pickup, and he just rushes it, but tried to go 5-hole, and Ullmark didn't really handle. Yep, Ullmark closed the 5-hole. 14:46. Boom. Sanderson around the back of the net. The overtime hero in game 4 for the Sens. That is a... Boom. Good stick check by Tavares on the breakaway to set it up. They may want that one back, though. I won't even lie. At least he took the shot this time. And it was just a pad save off the closing the 5-hole by Ullmark. How we doing, Henry? Offensive zone face-off for the Leafs. Domi wins the draw. Leafs pick it up. And, okay, that wasn't the smartest way to play it, but fine. 14:34. Carlo, offside, or icing, my bad. Icing be another offensive zone face-off for the Leafs. 14:28 to go in the first period. It feels slow but fast at the same time, 0-0. Leafs have more shots so far, which is shocking, to say the least. I won't even lie. That's kind of shocking, to say the least. I mean, that normally doesn't happen. Oh, that's crazy. Ancelotti, Madrid are blocking Ancelotti to Brazil so the deal could collapse. Like, you want to fire the guy and then you want the guy to go and you're not going to let him go to Brazil? That's out of your, that's crazy. Nyes doesn't get there. That's crazy. Like, seriously. Really? Like, not let him go? Do you see the Pumas game and all them pens? No. No, I have not. Well, I knew it was a horrible penalty shootout, but offensive zone face-off. Stützle. They're going to take Tavares out of the dot. Nylander, I guess, is going to take it. Nope. Holmberg. Face-off won by the Leafs. McCabe throws it on behind the net. Holmberg right there to pick it up. Good play, Pontus. Wide. If he scores, I will use that. No joke. If Pontus Holmberg scores a playoff goal before, I don't know, should it be before the conclave or after? Save by Stolarz. If I will use that. If Pontus Holmberg scores a playoff goal, I will use the Habemus Pontus joke. I will use that. I don't care. Habemus Pontus. Because Pontus kind of sounds like pontiff, and whatever, it works. I will use it. I just came up with that a little. It took me a little bit, but I did a little bit, boom. But yeah, that was a smart play by Stolarz. That was a really smart play. I think it was 1-6 pens more as Pumas 2 pens out of 6. Yeah, that wasn't great. That's a bad penalty shootout. I don't care if you win or lose. That's a bad penalty shootout. How did the Lightning choke that game? They did. That's how. They allowed 2 goals in 2 minutes at the end of the third period. Or was it 3? Either way, they allowed too many goals too late. The Florida Panthers are just better. I'm afraid of the Florida Panthers. If it is the Florida Panthers, I'm afraid. Like, that's the one team I don't want. Like, if Toronto loses to Florida, all I could do is throw my hands up and say, hey, they're the better team. Like, that's the one team in the playoffs I don't want the Leafs to face. I think they could beat everybody else. 14 of the other 15 teams, I think they could beat West and East. I do. Florida's the one I don't. If they do, great. If the Leafs do beat Florida somehow, great. I'm happy about it. But I'm not going to sit out here and puff my chest out and be like, hey, Toronto's going to beat the Panthers. No. Show me you can. Show me you can. That's what it is. Show me you can. Show me you can. 3 goals in 4 minutes. Florida's just that good. They're also very dirty. And also they knocked out one of their players, so they were down. They were down and people got gassed. So simple. Because the Heat aren't that good. They're a lower seeded team. Like, this is basketball. Like, the first round is, like, obvious. Like, you barely see first round upsets, especially that weren't 4-5. Then you add on the stupid freaking play-in tournament. How we doing, Nestor? Best of 7, 4 of 207 series record when trailing 3-0. Is that the series itself or the games? That's got to be the series because offside. 1303. They're trash. $13.03. They're not even that good. Yes, I am. I want Tampa to somehow come back, which they won't. I'm scared of playing Florida. Like, I'm legitimately scared of the Leafs playing Florida. I don't know. No, I don't want Florida. You could say to be the best, you got to beat the best. Well, at least I know we could beat Tampa. I think we could beat everybody else. The problem is I don't think we could beat Tampa. I don't. Like, that's the one team I don't think the Leafs could beat. Like, yeah, they may win a couple of games. Covered by Stallers. Yeah, they could win a couple of games. Win the series? Beat Florida 4 out of 7 times. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I think the season series was 2-2, but then again, because LeBron's old as hell and the Lakers aren't even that good of a team. Who's a dark horse Liga MX? Funny thing is, I don't feel like there is one. I feel like it's either so even there isn't one, or it's not even enough to where there isn't one. It's either or. I don't think there is one. That's the problem. I think that's the problem. I don't think there is one. 5th consecutive start for Stallers, his longest of his career. That's interesting. Playing forward. Stallers didn't even start 5 games in a row. I know he was Florida's backup before we got him, but it would be funny if we stole Florida's backup and beat them with their backup. That'd be funny. But Matthews loses the puck. Zub picks it. It would be pretty funny if that happened. Pumas, dude, they won a penalty shootout 2-1. Dark horse. Okay. Nyes drops it on to Nylander, and he doesn't even notice. Benoit. Around the half wall. Tavares covered it up to make sure, or Nylander covered it to make sure Tavares would get it. Playing forward, wide. Nylander had the shot. Shot save! Covered by Ullmark. And it's getting a bit feisty. Holmberg. There'll be an offensive zone face-off, at least. Nylander had the puck on his stick, but it got pushed away. 11-16-0-0. Clevin. Holmberg. I don't think that was a cross check. Nope. Just got a bit feisty in front of the net. They didn't call it good. He didn't go like full straight up blade or stick though, so you can't really. I guess you could, but Raleigh. I mean, the refs have been kind of trash, but this so far. Playing forward. 0-0, 10:53. Perron. Saved by Stallers. Ottawa's got it to 4 shots to 4 now. Okay. 10:48. Plays forward. Leafs. Off the glass. McMahon takes it. Domi into the zone. Pacioretty with a shot off the pads of Ullmark. 10:26. Around the half wall. McMahon didn't have time to play it down. Cross it to Domi. Center it to Domi. Line change for the Sens. Sanderson goes up the ice. Behind the net. Perron, former Blue. Tanev. Yarncrook. Sens can rush. Good tap. Stollers to Carlo. Carlo has the possession. Puck battle at the wall. Lawton. Rings around and goes behind for an icing. Defensive zone face-off. 9:16:00. .916. People hit Michigan's in 2010. I don't know what's shocking. There was a Michigan goal in 2010, or Danny Briere was the one who did it. I don't know what surprises me more. I don't know what surprises me more, frankly. 901. Like, Michigans feel like so 2015 present, you know? That's what that feels like. I mean, well, it depends. I mean, yeah, 100 men. Like, if they were all 6'5", 200 pounds, 220, 30 pounds with muscle and athletic, yeah, probably. But then if it's just, you know, random 100 men, some fat as hell, some scrawny, some athletic, some, no. No, they have to be all athletic, all tallish. Got, like, hockey players, yeah, nice. Loses the puck. Like, yeah, you throw like 100 hockey players out there. Yeah, they could. I don't know if they wear the pads or not, but, you know, like 100 hockey players. 100 hockey players could. 806. 100 random men, some fat, some skinny, some scrawny, some short, some tall, some muscular, some athletic, some not athletic. No. Then they just get picked off group by group from easiest to hardest. That's the way I see it, but the scrawniest would get picked off first. The nerds would get picked off next. The short ones would get picked off. Then the fat ones. Then the so on and so forth. Do you like the Dallas Stars? No. No, I've never really liked the Dallas Stars. I just don't like their vibe. I don't. They're a good team. Shot save by Ullmark. Loss of the stick. Holmberg. Tavares picks it. I've never seen a player just go back and pick up their stick off the ice. Ekman Larson with a shot wide. They normally go back to the bench. It's like, I have time. I'm going to just go pick up my stick off the ice. Probably because it was still intact. That helps, but I still haven't seen it, even if it was intact. It's like, I'm going to go pick it up. No, I'll just go back to the bench and get another stick. No, sometimes you can pick it up. Icing, defensive zone face-off. Well, no, one man versus no man could. Like, there has to be, I would say no. But that's face off. Leafs win it. Leafs win the draw. 6:38 to go. 0-0. Leafs have more shots than the Sens. It's a very tight game. Domi whiffs at the puck. Offside. 6:30. Like, I think if you're going to beat up a gorilla, if you're men, you have to have multiple men to do it that are similar in build and similar in stature, as I said. One guy can't do it, and 100 men, some fat, some scrawny, some athletic, some not, that doesn't work. Again, they could all be picked off group by group. Divide and conquer, yeah? What about 100 fat guys? Well, wouldn't be as, I don't know, it may work. At least there's not groups that can be divided and conquered, but some people are going, I guess, to be the tired ones that get destroyed. Then as they get tired, they all get picked off, but I don't know. With that being said, yeah, we went full pirate there. You know what? I'm sure Mike Lee should have the same answer I did, pretty much. Wouldn't surprise me. If he was still alive, he probably had the same answer as I did. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Okay. With that being said, let's go. 6:30 left in the first period. This is a regular season game, really? Off center ice face-off or neutral zone face-off. Closer to the Leafs' offensive zone. Leafs win the draw, but they stuck deeper in neutral zone in the ice. They lose the puck at the behind the net. Nylander checking, forechecking. Ooh, 6:08. Good steal, but Perron right there to pick it up. And a Leafs player got laid out too, which is just okay. 1-12 since 2018 in series clinching games for the Leafs. You want to add 2013 to that? 1-13? I guess so. Why not? But this is the Matthews core. Speaking of, well, yeah, they didn't have any games that could clinch the series against Washington, so elimination games, though. Nice. There are elimination games they've won that weren't clinching games, so that record kind of is disingenuous, but, you know, whatever. What's a better show, Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go? Original Teen Titans. Duh. Like, I can stand Teen Titans Go for what it is, but Teen Titans Original is still the better show. Original Teen Titans. Simple. Matthews drops it off. Nice. Brought down. There's a call. There will be a call. 5:06. Watch that be the moment that cost the Kings the series. 5:06. There's a call. Really? Leafs are on the power play. Okay. Really? Greg gets called for cross-checking. Okay. I didn't really see it, but okay. Greg called on cross-checking in the box for 2 minutes. 5:06, 5-on-4 for the Leafs. So it'll be 3:06 when the penalty ends. The power play ends. Unless they score, then, well, there you go. Go, Leafs, go. Go, Leafs, go. Oh, God. Canadian election, Leafs curse buster. Last time a Canadian federal election was held in April was in 1963. Leafs won the cup in 63. Liberals also won a minority government that year. Also had a 67% voter turnout rate. Well, if that means the Leafs win the cup, I'm fine. I'm fine with the liberal minority then. Okay, if that means the Leafs win the cup, allez, Leafs, allez. We're not Quebec. Winvo, this isn't Quebec. And Ontario, Toronto speaks English. Now, Ottawa, because it's the capital region, they speak Quebec as well. So they have the bilingual rules as well. Toronto doesn't do that. So, no, it's just go, Leafs, go. Come on. Come on now. I know I'm messing with you. At least I know. At least I respected Montreal or Quebec's sovereignty. Quebec's culture. At least I respected their culture. I know. What a shock. Leafs on the power play. Shot! Tap! Saved by Ullmark. 1:51 left on the power play. Yeah, Mike Tyson did because Mike Tyson's crazy. God love him, but Mike Tyson is crazy. That's why he wanted to do that. Shot. Mike Tyson is crazy. If Mike Tyson Mysteries didn't give it to you or whatever, Mike Tyson's a nut. Probably the CTE. Probably also because he was a nut. Well, he was a nut before he had the CTE. Shot! Over the shoulder. Behind. Shot. Nice doesn't get there. 1:42 left on the power play. Michigan behind the net. Dear God, the Leafs have woken up. Lord, nice. This is what I'm talking about. Wide. Pass didn't get to a stick. 1:23. Marner. Nylander. Shot. Saved by Ullmark. Nylander. Nice. Shot by Matthews. Tap. Nothing there. Nylander has the puck. The Leafs still have possession. Shot. Blocked. And the Sens almost. No, you can't get it out. Nylander in the slot. Brought down. Broken stick. Shot by Nice. And there's a scrap. 51 seconds left on the power play. We've just been answering that question. Well, 100 silverbacks would beat one human. That's easy. That's easy. That human dead. What streams are doing this week? Well, the rest of this, double for TFC versus Montreal and Miami, Vancouver. There'll be a double review if Miami comes back, but if they don't, well, there you go. Thursday, we'll be live for Chelsea Garden at 2 o'clock. We'll be live for Tigres, Cruz Azul's second leg later that night. If the Leafs have to play a Game 6, we'll be live for Game 6 as well. So there could be 3 streams on Thursday, depending on what happens tonight. Friday, will be live for the Blues game. Game 6 of the Blues series against Winnipeg. Hopefully the Blues are up 3-2 going into that game. And then Pinto. Dude. Well, I guess Nice is going to go off for cross-checking. I don't feel like you could do step-overs with a hockey stick on a puck. It's 4-on-4. We're on 4-on-4 hockey. Wait. Does that mean the Leafs are on penalty kill for a minute after this 4-on-4 is over? Yep, they are. Oh, hell. Lord. Slashing. He broke Zub's stick. Well, there you go. Well, that makes sense. Saturday will be live for TFC. And if the Leafs have to play a Game 7, we'll be live for that as well. Sunday, or if the Leafs play Florida on Saturday, depending on what happens with that series and this series, I would venture a guess that if the Leafs win tonight and Florida wins tomorrow, that series will start on Saturday. So we might still be live for a Leafs game on Saturday. Marner with a shot saved by Ullmark. So I would venture a guess that if Florida wins tomorrow and the Leafs win tonight, that series is starting Saturday. Even if the Leafs win on Thursday, probably not. They'll probably start on Monday or something, but possibly Sunday in that case. But if Florida loses tomorrow, even if the Leafs win tonight, well, that won't happen because I think their next game's Friday, which means, yeah, they wouldn't play a Saturday. So yeah, she wants you. 4 seconds, 3:10 to go. Toronto 0-0. Yeah, I told you. She's jealous. Well, that means wait till you decide to enter a relationship, as in with her. Ottawa's on the power play for 107. Yeah, no, she's jealous. See, shot blocked. Either she's ready or she's jealous. And when you agreed to that, she thought she had you. So I kind of understand why. Smack. I kind of understand why. Smack. Yeah, I heard about that. That was kind of stupid. Playing forward. 30 seconds to go on the power play. At least it's a short one. At the blue line. Nice stick check. Lawrence to Lawton. Scott Lawton with a shot wide. Almost had it shorthanded, but no. At the blue line, tips it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With 1:58 left in the period, we're at full strength. 0-0. They killed off the penalty. I can't believe that happened. That's my thoughts. Shocking. Shot blocked. We're at even strength. 1:40 to go. Behind the net. Hold the tie and then deal with it. 1:35. And that's a stoppage of play for sure. Let's see if it's another penalty. Doesn't look like there's a penalty yet, but there's definitely a stoppage of play to check on Shabbat. 5-on-4, and Morgan Riley gets called for a minor penalty. The Sens are back on the power play right off the bat. Jesus Christ. Nope, there is a penalty. Sens are back on the power play, and they'll have 135 minus 2 would be 25 seconds left on the power play to start the second period. If the Leafs kill this off until the end of the period, boarding for Riley. Here we go. Come on, Leafs. Let's not get sloppy now. Oh, well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. He just drove his head to the boards. Yeah, no, that's a good call. Oh, no, that's a good call. Wait. Cross-checking. Riley with a cross-check into the boards. It's still a 2-minute power play, but it's a cross-check, not a boarding. 2-minute power play. Cross-check into the boards. At least it's not a major. Right? least it's not a major. Cross-check. Face-off, 2 minutes on the power play. Leafs are down, back on the penalty kill. And Leafs do win the draw, 157. Tkachuk, Giroux, Stützle, Sanderson, Batherson on the ice. Matthews, Marner, Lorentz, Tanev on the ice, 148. 121 left in the period. So there will be some seconds left in the second period on this power play, but if they could kill most of this, I feel like they would kill it to start the second. There's not really enough time for them to get set up. Wide, behind the net. There's not enough time for the Sens to really get set up if they kill most of this. The Leafs do. Lawton has the puck. Shot goes down. 1:14. 48 seconds. Carlo with a poke check. Puck battle, 40 seconds. Oh for 1 and 1 shot on the power play. What do you make of the hit from the other night everyone was talking about? Which one? I haven't. I was watching the Canadian election, so you said the other night. If you're talking about the hit on Gensel from Tkachuk, no, he should have got suspended for that. That was a dirty hit. That was a dirty hit, and the Florida Panthers have a different rule book. Matthew Tkachuk should have been suspended for that. I'm going to say that till until the playoffs are over, because then it doesn't matter. But he should have been suspended for that hit. If that's the hit we're talking about, he should have been suspended for that. Point blank, period. The Sens have not led in Toronto. Oh, yeah, it was game 3 where they led. 2 seconds, 1 second, 25 seconds left on the power play. The end of the first period is 0-0. So it's 0-0 after the end of the first. 40 more minutes. Wilson on Carrier was borderline. I agree with that. 0-0 after 1. Florida-Tampa hit? Yeah, no. Tkachuk should have been suspended. If Hagel gets suspended for his, Tkachuk should have been suspended for his. The Wilson hit on Carrier, it was borderline. I kind of want a suspension knowing Tom Wilson's a known shithead, but he's a known shithead. He has a history. Should at least got a game. But if he didn't have it, it's borderline. It's borderline. So overall, Tkachuk should have been suspended after the hit on Gensel. If Hagel was, because he was. And Wilson, because he's a known shithead, should have been suspended off after the hit off Carrier. And also Zub should have been suspended for a game after that elbow on Tavares. How do you not? How do you not? Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Leafs are being stupid. This seems like a regular season game. The way it's playing out seems more regular season. Like, if the Sens were any more sharp, we'd be down already. But the Sens are playing this like a regular season game. The Leafs are, which is crazy because the Leafs could win the series here. And the Sens, well, they could save their season. It seems to me the Sens don't really have that initiative tonight. It's like they save their season in Ottawa. If they somehow win tonight, they'll probably play better game 6. And then game 7, anything can happen. This is the game where it's the easiest to put them down if you're the Leafs. And the way the Leafs are playing, it's like they don't want to put them down. They're playing at the level of what the Sens are, you know? So, yeah, I agree with you. I'm not... I'm not too positive, but at least it's tied. Ekblad suspended 2 games for elbowing Brandon Hagel. Well, that's right. There you go. Wait, Florida got suspended. Wait, a Florida player got suspended without taking drugs. What the hell? Ooh, interesting. That's surprising. Well, that does mean if Florida wins tomorrow, Ekblad won't play game 1 of the Leafs-Florida series, even if the Leafs take a while to win this series. Or, God forbid, Sens versus Florida. God forbid. It was a bad hit, but Florida plays with a different rule book. They do. That's part of the reason I'm afraid of playing the Panthers. The other reason is because Florida still looks like they're leagues above, even though they lost the division. Well, finished 3rd. It's like they took a dive, tried to play the Leafs in the first round. When that didn't happen, they still woke up and said, okay, we'll get you 2nd round, but we're still coming for you. Other than that, we'll take a short break at the intermission. We'll talk about what we saw, and then 14 minutes away from the start of the second, but it's 0-0. Thank God. I'll take that. Sit tight, be back. We're back for intermission. Took our break. Personally, I think the Leafs are playing this game like a regular season game. As I said, Sens are too. Leafs are out shooting the Sens, which is the one big positive thing about this is the Leafs are out shooting the Sens, and the Sens have had 2 power plays. The Leafs have only had 1. If that keeps going, in theory, you probably get the win, right? You would probably get the win. Now, with that being said, it's a very sloppy game through the first 20, and the Sens start the second on the power play for 25 seconds. I think it is 25 seconds. Let me check. Yes, 25 seconds on the power play. So really nothing. 25 seconds, it's hard to get set up. If you lose the draw, that pretty much is gone. If you lose the face-off draw to start the period, that 25 seconds is pretty much gone. Even if you do, it doesn't really set you up for much. You still have to gain the zone, maybe one shot. I don't see the Sens scoring on that 25 seconds. I really don't. I think the Leafs will get away with killing off this penalty in the end. But 12 shots to 3 in the first period. The Leafs have won 60% of the face-off, almost 61 if you round. Neither team has scored a power play yet. 4 penalty minutes to 2, 13 hits to 9, 6 block shots to 4, 4 giveaways to 0, 3 takeaways to 1. I mean, the Leafs, this game is sloppy, but the Leafs power play looks amazing. When they're on the power play, they were buzzing. They were buzzing. Devils 3, Hurricanes 0. Jesus Christ. Well, that series is going, what, 3-2 now? It'll be 3-2. Yeah. It's in Carolina, too. What the hell? It's in Carolina, too. What the hell? Okay, that's something. That's something. But for me, if the Leafs go back on the power play, they don't give away half of it for 4-on-4 hockey, I think they're going to score. They were buzzing on the power play. If the Leafs could wake up, they have a good team talk in this intermission. They wake up. They were starting to wake up a little bit once they got that power play. They played well on the penalty kill. Like, I think the Leafs can win this game. I'm not saying they won't. 0-0 at the intermission, not bad. The Sens look sloppy. I think they accepted. I think the Sens have kind of accepted. They saved their season in Ottawa, losing in Toronto. It's not great, but it is what it is. I think the Sens kind of have this mentality. Survive the game in Toronto, take it back to Ottawa. Give them everything in Game 6. If you lose, you lose. You go down in a blaze of glory. If you win, you saved your season. Winner take all. You save your season at home. Winner take all in Toronto. Game 7, anything can happen. This is the game where Toronto has to put them down. Like, in this point, the Sens, if there's a game they're going to throw, which that's a bad word to say, but if the Sens are going to play softer, which as you can tell, it's this game. This is the game they have to survive. Like, yeah, surviving means win, but that means play crappy, but to a point where it's more of you're parking the bus, hockey style parking the bus, right? Part of it is that's what they're doing, but at some point they'll have to score. If you're the Leafs, like, they're basically showing you, hey, this is the opportunity to put us down. If you don't take it, it's going to be hard on Thursday, and it's going to be even harder on Saturday. You do it now. If you're the Leafs, and the way they've been playing, the Leafs, I think, have been the better team. They've both been sloppy. The problem with the Ottawa Senators being sloppy is the fact that they're doing it by design. The Leafs, sort of. The Leafs are playing down to that because they have the cushion, but the problem is they got to look at it like they're basically saying, hey, bet, come after us, beat us, put us down now. That's what they're doing. If you don't put us down now, it's going to be hell for you. Even if you win 6 or 7, it's going to be hell for you. This is the easiest way to put us down. That's the way the Sens are playing. Take our damn challenge. And the Leafs, so far, not exactly have. They look like the better team. They have more shots. They had a really good power play until they gave it up. So on and so forth. So, the Sens are basically saying, they're kind of saving it, is my point. I think the Sens are kind of saving their energy when it comes down to it. I think they're kind of saving what they can be. They're kind of saving their energy for Game 6 and 7, is my opinion. 5 minutes left of the second period. If they could survive this, If they can survive this, there you go. They can't. They won't. They can, they won't. So that's my opinion here is if Ottawa survives this, it gets much harder for the Leafs. If Ottawa doesn't survive it, they move on to the next round. It's that simple, but it's going to get tough. It's going to get tough if the Leafs don't win this game. It's that simple. It's that simple. So do with that what you will. Exactly. So that's where I am with this. If the Leafs have to end it tonight, if they don't want it to be hell. Frankly, Game 4 was hell because that was in the Sens barn. And the Leafs did play a bit sloppily there as well. Like, they did do some dumb shit. Like, that's... Pardon my French, but that's what it is. They did do some dumb... They got what they deserved. But the Sens were trying to save their season because it feels better. For the Sens, it felt better for them to save their season in Ottawa because losing at home, being swept, even though it's a young team, isn't the best look. It's not. Like, they gave it all in Game 3. They just didn't get there. They gave it all in Game 4. The Leafs didn't exactly do it. They held on, stayed alive. Here, they did what they were supposed to do. But they're going to give that same effort if this goes back to Ottawa. Then Game 7's Game 7. So that's the Arsenal game today. I'm not too surprised that PSG won 1-0. I think PSG is the better team. It was a solid performance, but PSG is just the better team on paper, and that's why they won 1-0. It's going to be hard for Arsenal to come back at the Parc des Princes in Paris. So it's going to be hard. I think Arsenal's probably done, but then again, I thought PSG was going to win this tie anyway. So those are my thoughts on that as well. I think it was a pretty solid performance. Like, Arsenal, again, they didn't do enough, you know? Second period about to start. Here we go. Well, yeah, this is going much better than most Leafs elimination games, even if they're playing sloppily. That is true. That is true. I will agree with that. That is true. Reading through the thread on Reddit here a little bit. Second period about to start. Here we go. 0-0. Remember, Ottawa starts on the power play for 25 seconds, but that doesn't really, I don't say that means anything. I really don't. That doesn't really, you don't have much time to set anything up unless, especially if the Leafs win the draw. If they don't, still got to gain the zone. It's nigh impossible to score off a 25-second left on the power play at the start of a period. I think it's nigh impossible. So do that what you will. I think the Leafs will kill off this penalty. We'll see where this goes. They win the draw. They pretty much did kill the damn thing. I would say they would have killed the damn thing, but you would prefer the Leafs to win the draw, but Leafs are winning in every stat, though, but the score, but the one that matters. And the Leafs do win the draw. That should be enough to kill the power play. Tanev, dude. Oh, no, he threw it into the defensive zone, right? They switched sides. I mean, I guess it makes more sense because they could have an extra forechecker, and then Leafs get out of the zone, go down, center, hold on, Marner, and they kill the power play. And here comes Tavares, and Sanderson gets there first. But the Leafs do as they – I almost forgot. It was like, oh, yeah, they flipped sides. He dropped it. It was like, oh, yeah, they flipped sides. Saved by Stolarz. Defensive zone face-off. It's like, oh, wait, yeah, they flip sides. Throws it out, but they do kill the penalty nonetheless. They kill the 25 seconds, and here we go. Still 0-0. The first goal is going to matter a lot. Tanev with a good stick there. Man, he's so good. Man, Tanev is so good. Nylander has it, plays it down to Holmberg. They lose the puck. Ekman-Larsson dumps it in behind the net for Ullmark. Goes backhanded to clear it. That was interesting, actually. Ullmark's had a really good game, I would say. Here comes Matthews. Matthews, shot over the net. Over the net for Matthews. He put it over. PSG were very disciplined. Overall, attacking defensive positions and situations. Donnarumma came up huge and called up. Expect Arsenal to throw the kitchen sink at PSG in Paris. Well, yeah, of course. Like, what else can you do? 18-17. Look. Loses the puck. Leafs have had some good breakaways they couldn't put away. The Tavares breakaway, the Lawton shorthanded, Matthews right there. It's definitely interesting. He threw it all the way over the net, though. Leafs steal it slightly, but it goes back to the Sens. They gain the zone. 2-on-1, good stick check. McCabe. Lawton with a shot off the pad. Behind the net. Yarncrook couldn't pick it up. 17-27. Domi with a shot. Drop pass. Goes back to the Sens. Ekman-Larsson picks it up. Domi to throw it in. McMahon wins the puck battle. Montempalo, Cousins. Carlo. That wheels around and the Sens could throw it out. They actually go back the other way. Okay. Here comes the Leafs. Loses the handle. Brandon Carlos, 77 career playoff games, 0 points this series. They got him at the trade deadline for that. Man, I hope he's better round 2, 3, and 4. Shot saved, blocked away, because if he's not, that's definitely a problem. Greg. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's over the glass. Good stick check. That's a goal for the Sens. 1-0. The Sens score. Thomas Chabot with a slap shot. 74 mile per hour. 1-0. Damn it. And it's screened and it goes in. Thomas Chabot. It doesn't get tapped. It's off the shoulder of Stolarz and in. Out of nowhere, Thomas Chabot scores. 1-0. 16:07. They don't have the goal on the game center yet. Thomas Chabot, first lead on the road for the Sens. $15.52. There it is. Brady Tkachuk assist. That is 3:46 through the period. 1-0. Jesus Christ. Well, here we go. Face off. Stützle. And offside face off. Tavares. 36-7-0 when scoring first for the Sens. And the Leafs again have to fight their way. Nylander loses the handle. They have to fight their way back to a draw at first, then everything else. 15-21. They outshoot the Sens just to get a screen slap shot off the shoulder of Stolarz, and oh Lord. Off Ullmark. Leafs have it at the blue line. Offside. Playing forward. Playing forward. Here we go. 14:39, 1-0 Ottawa. Oh, there we go. Yep. Berube can't fix the choke goals. I mean, Ottawa went and took one like they needed one and they wanted to get it. Shot. Tanev. You can see they're kind of pressing. I mean, I wouldn't say pressing, but very, very, what's the word? And that is a hook on Shabbat. Let's see. Hook on Shabbat, or is that... There's a call on something. Who's going? It looks like Shabbat's going to the box. The Leafs are going to the power play. This is the time to, the Leafs are going to the power play. Hooking. Who's one player deserves to get called up for Canada? High sticking. Shabbat high sticking. Scored the goal, took the penalty. How? One player to get called up for Canada. I think they basically called up the guys they're supposed to. Leafs win the draw. They have a shot wide. Matthews. Marner plays it on. Shot wide. Tavares doesn't get the shot. Marner. .134. In the slot, Nylander. Marner. Plays forward. Tavares goes down. 112. Watching the Eastern Conference Finals of the OHL. Well, that's probably... What's so hard for the Leafs to win one more game? They suck. That's why. They're chokers. In their genes, they are chokers. In their genes, they're chokers. It doesn't matter who's coaching this team. They could get 3. They can't get 4. Makes you wonder how bad the Lightning was that year. 13:02. 1:02 left in the power play. Halfway through the power play. At least they didn't throw it away this time. 1:11 on ESPN. Defensive zone face-off. Lord God. 1:05. Patch Ready, Domi, Mann, Riley, Ekman, Larson. So, yeah, we ain't scoring shit. Plays through. Yeah, no, there ain't. So the first power play is good. The second power play, not so much. 44 seconds. How are they so dominant just to be like, but there was 3 overtime games. Of course it's not. You're not as good as you think. Well, that's true. Riley at the blue line. Puck stayed over the blue line. Riley with a shot. Tap. Nobody there. Sens can clear. 22 seconds. If they lose game 7, should they fire the entire team? Blow it up. Blow it up. Yeah. Nobody should stay. If they lose game 7, if they get reverse swept, blow it up. They're never winning. They finally won the division and still lost the freaking series. Shot on, goes behind the net. It's full strength. Sens kill the penalty. Lawton. Shot behind the net. Covered by Ullmark. Yeah, no, they should blow it up. At least our power play has been keeping us in the series. Well, good for the Habs. I mean, the first power play looked good the first time. And then this time, by the time it got to the perimeter, they changed. And the second power play just sucks. But no, if the Leafs blow it, no. Get rid of everybody. Burn it down. Blow it up. The Shanna plan's a joke. Oh, Robin Fraser's at the game. Well, that definitely makes sense why they're losing this game. Well, there you go. When does the World Cup start? Next June. Gold Cup this June. 1-0 Sens. 11:45 left in the second period. We're about halfway through the game and we're down 1. Jesus Christ. Like, I've seen this story before. That's the problem. I've seen this story before. The first 23 minutes of the game were great. Other than that, we've been horrible. Well, I wouldn't say horrible, but we're getting more PTSD by the second. 11:45. Face off. Can the Leafs tie this game up? One in 12 record in series clinching playoff games for the Leafs. That one was in Tampa 2 years ago. 2 years ago today, mind you. 11:34. Halfway through the game, just barely over halfway. Just barely under halfway, I guess. Either way. Let me guess. Conservative loss, Leafs loss, TFC loss, Miami loss. Nylander and Nas are only hope as clutch guys. Yeah, but Nylander's starting to hot dog it. Especially the first. Especially the last game, and he's still kind of been hot dogging it tonight. 10:50. 50 seconds to halfway through the game. We're down 1-0. Nice. And we're being pinned back in our own zone. The Sens look like they might survive this game. And if you were the Leafs, that's not what you wanted. That is icing. Defensive zone, face off. 10:29. But there you go. There's still 30 minutes, but PTSD is hitting bad. 25 teams forced to game 6 after trailing 3-0. It looks like the Sens will become number 26. Top at the blue line. Shot. Thrown on. Blocked away. As it stands, it looks like the Sens become number 26. God hope that's not true. 10 minutes. For a team that PTSD is starting to hit, man. My PTSD is starting to hit. What was the last time the Leafs made the conference finals? 2000. I was a couple of months old. They made it in 2000 and lost. Shot goes wide. Benoit to clear. Sens were in the zone for 35 seconds. Oh! Why are the Avalanche doing so bad? Because they are. What is your question? Well, of course, Canada, USA, Mexico, Panama, Honduras, Costa Rica, and Save us dollars. And Guatemala is a play-in team. Jamaica goes to the play-in and loses because they play horrible football. There's your answer. 8:50 to go. 1-0 Sens. Playoff Marners here. Yay. Huh. Well, if we lose, call everybody chokers. That's the good news. Biz is starting to feel tense. Well, I am too. PTSD is a thing. This is PTSD manifest. The Leafs being the Leafs. What do you want? Just the worst, I would say the semi-best case scenarios keep it 1-0 by the intermission. Then Berube could rip these guys a new asshole. Well, honestly, yeah, pardon my French, but yeah, they don't, yeah, no. Behind the net. Games 1 through 3, Leafs look like the team who won the division. Games 4 and 5, the Sens are the team who look like they won the division. The Leafs look like a joke. Why wouldn't you freaking be surprised? Experienced Leafs hockey. And they just dump it into the zone. Ah! I'd rather Cruises will be tied with America than Vancouver be the first Canadian team to win CCL. So do that what you will. Or Miami could just come back tomorrow. That'd be nice. But today, it seems like this is just a series of losses that I don't want to see. Because, let's see, TFC will probably lose tomorrow. It wouldn't shock me at this point because that's what the vibes feel like. 7:56, 1-0 Ottawa. Miami will end up losing too, just as the freaking salt in the wound. That's the one I probably care about. Well, I don't know about care about the least, but compared to the Leafs and playing forward. Leafs drop it in. At least add somebody there. Still with a puck, nice. And the Sens get it back. The one Canadian team, well, of course, the Sens are a Canadian team, but it's one I don't like. Yep. Because I hate the Sens. Oh, my God. Playing forward. Pontus Holmberg loses the puck. Made a good skate, but nope. 7:03. Ekman Larson tried to steal it, dropped down to do it. Batherson, stick check. And the Sens have it just under the blue line. Throws it in, Stolarz. And Tavares. The Leafs try to break out. They don't. What are you doing, man? Yeah, they're just off of it. They're just off it. Their demons are beating them up. Tavares. Shot and punched away. And the Sens pick up the rebound too because reasons. Leafs have it and can clear it out. They do. Good. They gain the zone. Bodied him off. Bodied Pacioretty off because the man can't skate. Why did we play him? It's like, oh, Pacioretty's better with zone entries. No, he's not. I hate to tell you, Berube, but Pacioretty's not that guy. Get him out. Pacioretty's not that guy. Game 3 was probably his best game, and it still was trash. Domi. So please give me back a Robertson or Kampf if you have to. That's one thing you could do. Carlo. Riley. McMahon doesn't even realize the puck. Of course. 5:20. Leafs still have more shots and no goals. Why are the Leafs the way they are? That'll be offensive zone face-off. Why are we the way that we are? 5:12 to go in the second period. 1-0 Ottawa. Can they stop passing? Hold on. Shoot it at the net. Same old crap. Yeah, no, I agree. Go to the net! Yes, I agree. I agree. Go to the net! Yes. Thank you. Pax is not the Habs Pax anymore. Well, duh. The dude's old as hell. The dude's old as hell. Yeah, Pacioretty used to be a solid player. Not anymore. This game feels like it's over already. No joke. Leafs doing leafy things. Marty lit a fire under all our players at practice day. Well, good for him. 5:12. Center ice face-off. There was no goal. There was no goal. It's a center ice face-off just to make sure. You, depending on who you are, you may want it. That's going to be covered by Olmark and offensive zone face-off. We could steal one by the... .505, 15 shots and 9, the Leafs. 5:05, Ekman Larson plays it on, puts it on net, behind the net. Face off. And Carolina got one back. Yep, they did. Carolina got one back. Good for them. Stankoven. Well, good for Carolina. Another face-off. Leafs don't win the draw. Zub can clear. Drops down. Leafs. Can play it back in. Not exactly. Matthews chasing the puck. Riley. Marner. Leafs gain the zone. Riley with a shot. Marner. Oh, what a save. Riley dumps it in. Behind the net. Nyes loses it. Tanev dumps in. Nyes can do much more than that. Steal. Tanev. Marner. Shot off of a leg. Tanev. Nylander. Tavares. And the Sens could clear. 3:44. Playing forward. Dumps it in. Nylander doesn't get there first anyway. Ekman-Larsson. Dumps it in. Sens can rush onto it. They do. Ekman-Larsson. To the blue line. Shabbat again with the puck on his stick. Oh, Benoit picks it down. Domi and Stolarz covers defensive zone faceoff. 2:57 to go, 1-0. The Leafs are doing a Leafs again. What do you know? Oh, 2:57. Leafs at least get it. No, they don't. That was the Sens who took a shot. Saved by Stolarz. Domi. Still at the blue line, and it's getting a bit wild. Domi. Stick check. Shot. Brought down. Oh, off the post. Off the post. And the Leafs can play it forward. At least they do. Oh, Lord. Another one where it's a little bit close for comfort. Drops down. Sure that wasn't a pick. Zetterlund down to Stolarz. Plays the puck forward. Lorentz. Oh, no! Steven Lorentz doesn't get the handle on the breakaway. No shot by Steven Lorentz. That's bodied off by Stolarz. The first offside, I think. Wow. If you're the Leafs, you needed that. Another breakaway the Leafs just don't get. Steven Lorentz. And he's known for game winners. I guess because that wasn't a game winner, he didn't shoot it. I didn't watch because I was watching the Canadian election, but I hate to hear that Sammy got destroyed by Seth and Braun. I don't know. I feel like that was a trip. I feel like he got tripped, but whatever. 144. Neutral zone face-off. That was not what you want to see. Playing forwards the Leafs. Covered by Ullmark. 134. Face off, offensive zone. Sens win the draw. Zub to clear. And it just goes all the way back for another offensive zone draw. Say. One move too many. Yeah, that's honestly what this will be called. Yeah. 127. Another face-off. And Sens win the draw. What's going on with the Leafs just losing these face-offs? This is unlike. Tap behind the net. Olmark covers another offensive zone face-off with 1:17 to go. Can we steal a late goal? I say no. Looks like Breaker will be the new Brock Lesnar. Yeah, figured that. 1:17. Another face-off. Sens win the draw. Leafs pick up the puck, but the Sens can clear. They have room to clear. Zub. Drop down. Nylander. Has the puck. And it just hops over the stick. Nylander behind the net. 52 seconds. Matthews throws it up. Nylander with a shot. Wide. 33 seconds. Marner throws it on. 29 seconds. A studio update for the Hurricanes game. It's 3-2. And the Canes tie it up. 3-3. 3 goals in 3 minutes and 54 seconds for the Hurricanes. A face-off. And the Leafs do win the draw this time. But they have 24 seconds. Riley plays it through. 14 seconds. Throw it on into Veras. Doesn't get the tap. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's 1-0 after 2. 1-0 for the Sens after 2. Thomas Chabot with a slap shot that goes over the shoulder of Stolarz. 20 minutes to go. The Leafs have to wake up, and I mean wake up. They only have looked good for about 2 minutes. It was that one power play they had. That was 1 minute. The Leafs have to wake up. The Leafs have to wake up. And they have to wake up. And they have not woken up. They have 20 minutes. They have 17 minutes in the locker room to wake up. The question is will they? Yeah, if you trust the process, Leafs are out playing Ottawa tonight, but doesn't matter because the Leafs are being the Leafs. The fourth's always the hardest to win. Oh, yeah, the Leafs know that for sure. Oh, we know that for sure. This team's still in their head. Leafs are actually shooting now. That's the good news. $20 to stop the same old Leafs narrative from creeping in. Well, at least until they play Florida. 4-3 Devils. Jesus. But that being said, we'll take a short break at the intermission, talk about how this game's going, and see how these next 20 minutes go. Well, after these 15 minutes pass. Oh, Lord. Man, I'm going to have to do 3 live streams on Thursday. Jesus Christ. Hey, at least the frickin', what's the word? At least the Cruz Azul game starts at 9 on Thursday, I think. So that's the good news. Take a short break, and then the Chelsea game before. That should end before 6 because the first leg. So there we go. Sit tight, be back. We're back for the intermission. Honestly, I don't know what to say, but the Leafs are holding their sticks tight. They're starting to take shots, but they're down one. The Ottawa Senators got one greasy one, and then that's where we are. The Leafs have to come back. Looks like the Sens are going to survive this game unless the Leafs score a goal or two, the Sens are going to survive this game. And even if they score one, there's still overtime, and the Sens could score one there and survive. So, man, I'm having flashbacks. I'm starting to get some PTSD. And if I am, I'm sure these players are. I don't like where this is going, per se. The Leafs are out shooting the Sens. They're out hitting them. They're out blocking them. They're still winning more face-offs, which it doesn't look like that. But, yeah, have they ever had it, though? 9 minutes to the start of the third. I hope they do. I hope Craig Berube puts the fear of God in them and makes them show some killer instinct. But the problem is they've never shown killer instinct. So what are we supposed to do? Right? It is what it is. One takeaway to three. The Leafs have given away more. They've taken away more. They have not scored the power play, either team, before penalty minutes. So on most stats, the Leafs are beating the Sens, but Ullmark is having a game. Stützle with a secondary assist. Yeah, that didn't really look like it. Ottawa had more shots in the second, though, than the Leafs. So, got to change that. Box score. Let's look. Goalies, Ullmark, 18 saves off of 18 shots. 11 saves off of 12 for Stolarz. Yep. Do you start Joseph Woll game 6? I don't know. With that being said, getting ready for the third, and let's hope the Leafs figure something out, which God knows they probably won't. God knows they probably won't, because that's what they do. They don't figure it out because they won't figure it out. That's what this is. I don't know. We'll find out. Hurricanes tied 4-4. Jesus Christ, that's such a better game. Sadly, that's not my team. But what do you know? A Sheldon Keefe team blows 2 leads in a do-or-die game. Huh, where does that sound familiar? Well, Sheldon Keefe's still Sheldon Keefe, I'll tell you that much. Now, of course, the Leafs are still choking right now, so I can't joke. But hey, at least Sheldon Keefe's still Sheldon Keefe. That makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, this team definitely. Go, Leafs, go. Go, Leafs, go. Oh, is that the Wild? The Wild are playing football in the locker room area. Well, that's cool. This is when the Canes tied it up. We already saw that. Then the Devils took the lead, and then the Canes tied it back up. What a nuts game. Man, it'd be cooler to cover that one, but, you know. Oh, Carolina was on the two-man advantage. Of course they tied it up. Because some teams could score on a power play where they should score. On a three-man advantage, you should score. Also, if you have a 5-minute major in overtime, you should score. But what do I know? But what do I know? .336 to the third period. I'd love to see the Leafs score 2 and just hold on. And just win the series and be done with it. That'd be funny. This team has taken years off my life. They probably have. I would agree with that. Yep. At least you know your team is growing. At least you know your team is on a forward progress. At least you know your team, if you lose, it's not a bad loss. It's like the Leafs in 2017, right? When the Leafs lost to the Caps, it was like, oh, you know what? They're going to keep growing. This core is going to keep growing. Things will get better. No, they didn't. Hopefully for the Habs, it's better than how the Leafs core went down. But exactly. And knowing the Leafs in Game 7, well, it's not just a crapshoot. They're going to choke because that's the Leafs. This is their chance. And people say, oh, the Sens puck luck will run out. Who are we talking about here? We're talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs. This team comes out to a 3-0 lead and blows it. Like, the Leafs need to come back in the third period. At least get one and then go to overtime. We'll see what happens there. But I'd rather them just score 2 and be done with it. Or, well, if they score 2, they're going to pull the goalie and we'll have to score empty one, but that's fine. Now, my question is this. Do the Sens consider just going and emptying the net if they're tied? I don't know. It's an interesting thought process. They probably won't, but, you know. I don't know. We'll see. Yep. I agree with that. 2 minutes to go. Go to the net. Yeah, exactly. The question is will they? The question is will they? We'll find out. So anybody who's a Cruz Azul Tigres fan as of now, if you're pissed off that I start your stream a little bit late, well, that's on you. But the good news is I won't miss doing a review for the Leafs game if they play on Thursday because I'll probably lose Game 6. So let's see what happens tonight. April 29th, 2022. For 2023, the final was 2-1. Yeah, that's true. Summon the power of the amulet. Time for Berube to change up the lines. I don't disagree. 55 seconds at the start of the third period. Can the Leafs have one period where they just dominate and throw this series out? Just end the series. Well, tonight's the night. This is the moment. 20 minutes. Dominate it, you end the series. You don't, that means you may still get one. But then you got to go to overtime. We'll see. I'll triple down. Go to the net! Boom, there we go. I'll triple down. There we go. All right. With that being said. So they called up a lot of players from the Marlies for the rest of the playoff run, as the Marlies just got knocked out. Alex Steves, Jacob Quillen, Abrazis, Reese Johnson, Alex Nylander, Hervonen, Benning, Weber, Niemela, Villeneuve, Kokkonen, Rafai, Murray, and Hildeby. Here's the face-off, 20 minutes to go. Hopefully we don't have to use the other goalies. I'd like to see Alex Nylander play. Or that's going to be a face-off. Easton Cowan's still playing for London Knights, so there you go. Now, how's the London Knights doing? Can they give them a playoff ELC? No, can the Leafs give them a playoff ELC? Maybe? I don't know. Because honestly, you know what? Might as well. But he didn't play well at the World Juniors. Well, that's true, but I don't know. Worth a shot. He is a Leafs player. I think, did he get the ELC anyway? Like, if the London Knights are out of the playoffs, technically they could put him on the roster, right? Because I think that's exactly what they did with Robertson in 2020. Now, of course, that was a different situation, but I think when he, on the Peterborough Peaks, got to play the bubble, went from there. I think that's what it was, right? So you could, in theory, do the same thing if the London Knights are out of the playoffs, right? Like, I know COVID's different, but that means he's done with the London Knights, and he's out of junior after this year, I think. So might as well, you know. If London loses, might as well. No cap in the playoffs, right? I think he's already on an ELC anyway. So, Easton Cowan, so you might as well, I guess. Playing forward. Kachuk! That'll be cleared by the Leafs. Marner. Matthews. Dumps it in. Like, at this point, you got to skate at the net. Just to sit there. Shot save by Olmark. Offensive zone face-off for the Leafs. Playing forward. They lose the puck. Sens pick it up. Ekman Larson trying to get it back at center, but the Leafs do get it back at their blue line. Domi dumps it in. 18-27. Tavares. Pinto has the puck. Leafs steal it, and Domi can't hold on to it. Leafs blue line. Nope, but the Leafs still have it at center. Domi drops it back. Riley. 18-09. Dumps it in. Daniel with a $1.99 super chat. Can you read my comment? Thanks for the $1.99. Bit nervous for NYCFC versus Cincinnati. That's a team that's first in the Eastern Conference. I hope NYCFC shows up Sunday at Citi Field. I hope they do for your sake. Playing forward. Boy, at least they're not in the CCL. And I don't know how much the CCL means to you compared to me. And the Sens pick up the puck. No, it's still a puck battle at the wall. 17:39. Ah, come on. That'll be offensive zone face-off. Disregard that. Why did StreamYard have to add that damn button? Oh, there we go. Wait, no, there it is. Oh, my bad. That was my bad. Wrong one. I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, that did look a bit weird. My bad. My bad, Rory. I can't believe I clicked on the wrong comment. Can I put it back? No, I can't, but it was just a thumbs up. That's my bad. Sorry, man. So, okay, well, that's easy to know. What's up, Brian? You ready to watch the mighty Chelsea on Thursday? I don't know what's going to disappoint me more, the Leafs or Chelsea. The Chelsea losing to Girault or freaking Leafs blowing a series to the Sens? I'm not sure. Some's going to hurt me more. I don't know. Still there, Rory? Why not both? But yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. But, you know, at least McCabe, you're right. You both will, because that's my life. Shot blocked. You're right. Both will, because that's my life. Lawton drops it back. Leafs pick it up. McCabe throws it back to Yarncrook. Shot, save. And it just lands for a Sen. Are you kidding me? Yep. Okay. I was trying to delete that damn StreamYard link thing, and then that's what happened. Why did they have to add that stupid button? Like, referral link, yay. Like, nobody asked for that. Like, hell, I'm sure you can misclick the damn thing while you're on your freaking computer, let alone your phone. Plays forward, Domi. Domi loses the puck. Oh, my God. 1-0, 15:34. At least on Rumble, you don't have to say Bastolar's defensive zone face-off. Covers it. It's not pretty. It's still not pretty. Lord have mercy. Shots from the point. Holmberg does not win the draw, but the Leafs do get the puck back. McMahon throws it on to center. Pacioretty. It would have been funny if he got the freaking breakaway. That would have been hilarious. That would have been legitimately hilarious. That's going to be a face-off, offensive zone face-off for the Leafs. If anybody got the breakaway, it would have been Pacioretty. That would have been hilarious. That would have been hilarious. Double shift the fourth line. The Wild play the Golden Knights next. It's supposed to be 8:30, but I don't think it will be. Face off. Tavares. And the Leafs lose the draw. The Sens are getting all the draws that they need to get. That's the funny part. Like, the Sens are starting to win all these face-off draws. Grigg. No trip, huh? Interesting. Wide. Behind the net. Riley. Throws on. Zub at the blue line. Wide. Sanderson, the man who won it in overtime. 14-34. Domi. Sanderson. Ottawa Senators have been in the zone for just about a minute. Carlo plays it out. It's going to go to center. Defensive zone face-off, 14:05. 14:05. 19 shots to 15. Face-off. Neutral zone face-off. Well, that's better than nothing. Tanev. Drops it in. Shot. Brought down. And that'll be cleared. Yarncrook chasing. Zetterlund makes sure it gets cleared, but Lorenz throws it on. Lawton can't get the shot. Tanev drops to McCabe. McCabe with a shot. Lorenz. 13-28. Throws it on. Lorenz. Still has the puck. Drops it. Shot. Marner. Has to go back. Really? Oh, that's going to be a holding call. Holding. Penalty. Power play for the Leafs. The Leafs are going to the power play. Well, they have to be, right? Yep, they are. Grigg is called for holding. Leafs to the power play. Well, that's true, but let's talk about football-wise. Leafs to the power play. Ridley Grigg held. Marner, interference, holding, power play for the Leafs. If they don't get it here, I don't think they will get it. Had no stick, might as well hold him. Had no stick, might as well hold him. Idiot. What an idiot. It's now or never. This is the time. This is the time. You're on the power play, 13 minutes to go in the second or the third period. You get it here. You get it here. You got to get it here. No question. This is the time. This is it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's get it, boys. Get one. Do what you got to do for the rest. Arsenal could come back. I want them to go trophyless and Tottenham to win the Europa League. Can you imagine the trolling? I don't think Arsenal's coming back. No. I don't think Arsenal's coming back. PSG's too good, and they're playing in Paris. Like, they're not. No. Pinto got bodied in the first period. 2 minutes for a Leafs power play. This is the time. It's now or never. If they don't do it now, I don't think they're going to do it. Nylander throws it on, but it gets cleared. 0 for last 6 power plays this series. They started amazingly, the Leafs did on the power play. Ever since It hasn't been the same. 6 last power plays, they have not scored. Nice. That a 5-minute major, they couldn't score on an overtime. They couldn't score tonight. I think the last time they did was game 3, yeah. Nylander throws it on, and Nyes just kicks it away. Tavares behind the net, throws it. Tavares, 1:10 left on the power play. Shot! Wide. If you're the Leafs, you might as well just double shift everybody. Nylander throws it in. Matthews. Nylander. From the slot. Wide. Nice. 46 seconds. Throws it behind. And it's picked up by Gaudette. Gaudette. Shot! Goal! And the Sens score! The Sens make it 2-0 on another shorthanded goal. And that's the game. There's no way. The Sens score a shorthanded goal. Dylan Cousins. Oh, Leafs are going to game 6. Well, yeah, they're losing this series. Dylan Cousins, shorthanded goal. The Leafs are on the power play for 34 more seconds. But it doesn't matter because God knows they'll blow it anyway. Second straight game with a shorthanded goal for the Ottawa Senators. Domi. McMahon behind the net. And Pinto. Domi. Leafs have 9 seconds left on their power play, but Ullmark makes the save. Shot saved, and the Leafs can get back there, and they throw it on and offside. Nothing new for these guys. Why has this team got to do this every year? So how should I do it? Should I do a double for the Leafs and the CONCACAF game and just leave it as is, or should I so I could do the review, or does it matter? Shabbat and Cousins, both first career playoff goals. Yay. What the hell, man? 2-0. They're going to somehow. No, I'm not even going to say that. They're not. It'd be funny, but they're not. It'd be funny if the Leafs somehow scored 2. After all that, they score 1 with like 4 or 5 to go. They have the empty net. They have the extra attacker. They score 2-0. They go to overtime. It'd be funny, but they won't. Offensive zone face-off. Nothing new for these guys. Well, good for you. And I've been suffering with these jackasses for years. These are jackasses. You know, blow it up. Blow it up. It's done. Like, we are done. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're done. 10-20. Blow it up. Blow it up. Blow it up. Ullmark has given up 0 goals against. He finally had a good playoff game, and this is the time that This is such a letdown. This is a letdown. This team is a joke. 3-0 series lead. Blow it, go to game 6. Who are we kidding? They're going to lose in Ottawa too. They're going to a game 7 on Saturday, and we're going to blow that too. Shot on, save, and Sens can go behind the net, pick up the puck. Why are the Leafs this way? Like, this year was different. Bullshit! Bullshit, it was different. It was never different. It was never different. Craig Berube can only do so much. Oh, and Tavares just dumps it in. Craig Berube could only do so much. See, the Blues had heart. That's the big difference. The Blues had heart. Every game was the end for them. Like the sad thing about the big thing about the Blues in 2019 is every game was the end for them. And guess what? Because of that, they're going on another run. Because the Blues know how it feels to be up against the wall for freaking 6 months. And if you lose, you're cooked. They know how it feels, and they've done it again. The Leafs have never, ever, or at least they don't know how to do it when they're up against the wall. See, the Blues did it because they know how to win up against the wall. And a lot of that team who's there right now, who's going on another run, was there when they were up against the wall for 6 months straight. Yeah, Montgomery's the coach. Yeah, they have a different coach, for sure. Oh, he did. It's the same Leafy bullshit. Like, the thing about the Blues is they know how to feel up against it. The Leafs can end it, they don't. And you could say, but their backs are against the wall. They might as well be. They might as well be because they keep doing this shit. And their backs will be against the wall. Like, you could end it now, and you don't. Why? Domi drops it back to Riley. Like, shot! And it's just off of Ullmark, and then nobody's there for the rebound. 7:58. No way are we going to blow the 3-0. We are. We're the Leafs. You know what? But the positive part is we're going to be playing the Panthers anyway in the next round if we somehow win this. We were going to get dominated by them anyway. So you know what? You know what? Part of me is, there's a part of me that's happy the Leafs are going to blow the 3-0. Because at least I could say, hey, if we didn't blow that 3-0, who's to say, you know? We won't get destroyed by the Panthers, but deep down I'll know we would have anyway. See, you think we can handle the freaking, if we can't handle the Aldi version of the Panthers with the freaking punk younger brother, I think Brady's, I don't know, is Brady the younger or older? Either way, I don't care. The punk loser brother of the two, if we can't handle them, what makes you think we can handle the Panthers with the actual good Kachuk, with the actual good brother, the brother who actually knows how to play hockey, the brother who actually, with a team who actually has a different rule book anyway. Like, we have less of a chance than the Lightning. The positive part about blowing the 3-0 is that we don't have to watch our team get destroyed by the Panthers for the second time in 2-3 years. Shot wide. That's the positive part. Shot save by Ullmark. He covers it. That's the positive part. Because, like, seriously, we're playing the freaking Temu Panthers. We're playing the Aldi Panthers. We're playing the Dollarama Panthers. And we still can't handle them. And the refs have called this a lot more even than they will the Panthers series. And we still can't handle them. What makes you think? What makes you think? Oh, Lord, man. It's go Leafs go. Thank you, Daniel, but it's not going to happen because they suck. Yep. Thank you, Leafs Nation. Now, you might as well post that. You might as well post that. Yeah, you might as well. Yeah. They're not going to win. They just don't know how. They just don't know how to win. Huh. I don't know. We'll see what I do on Thursday, but I'll be live for the Leafs game. Don't worry. Whether that's me doing a double or not, I don't know. I might just do a double so I could review both, but I still have to. I might just do a double and just set it up that way and go one after the other and just be on for like 4 hours. I am anyway. So when it comes down to it, I'll probably just set it up as a double when it comes to the CONCACAF Champions Cup, the Cruz Azul Tigres tie, and I'll just review both. I'll just review both when it comes down to the video, just like I could do a double review tomorrow as well, because if Miami comes back, no matter what, I'm still going to review the Toronto FC game, Can Champ, and if Miami comes back, I got to talk about both, right? I got to talk about both, so I might as well just do 2 doubles. And then, of course, the Chelsea game will have its own video and review, or video and live. So a double tomorrow, a Leafs, a Chelsea stream, a double for the Leafs in CONCACAF, and then offside. And then Friday, we'll be live for the Blues game. Saturday, well, we don't know if there'll be a game 7, but there probably will be. Live for the TFC game, and then the Leafs game, because the TFC plays at 3:30, then the Leafs play, so. Well, yeah, I'll have to do a review as quick as I can. Probably as long as I'm uploading it. Well. Playing forward. Plays on. Tavares. Shot. And it's blocked, of course. 5:33. 2-0 Ottawa. This team hates me. I think it hates every fan. I think this team hates every fan that they have, not just me. And Matthews missed that. Yeah, it's just not our night. Matthews missed that. He had an open net, and he can't shoot it over the shoulder of Olmark. Yeah, no, it's not their night. If it ain't gonna be tonight, I'll tell you that much. It probably won't be 6 or 7, but it sure ain't tonight. If they win, it ain't going to be tonight. I'll tell you that much. Matthews missed one over the shoulder of Olmark. Dear God. You know, at this point, just pull the goalie right now. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? Matthews. Might as well. Riley. Pull the goalie now. Shot! Wide. And Sens pick it up. 4:21. I guess it's a good thing they didn't. Stallers. Playing forward. Have we seen them in a situation like this under Berube? I don't know. 4 minutes to go. Steele. Shot wide. Domi. Picks it up. 3:51. McCabe. Sanderson. Plays through. And it's not picked up by McMahon. 3:29. Picked up by the Leafs. Behind the net. Stallers. Plays forward. Shot by Nyes. Right into the arm of Ullmark. And it goes behind the net. Leafs go to the empty net. And it's a goal. Empty net goal for the Sens. 3-0. Tim Stützle. And that's the game. 3-0. Like, man. It's just, no. Tim Stützle through the stick of Tavares, and there you go. And the Sens are going to go to a game 6. We're going to have a double on Thursday night. 2:51. Really? We're calling a timeout? We can't score 3 goals in 3 minutes. You're out of your mind. No, it's over. Why are we even trying? 17:08. 3-0. We can't score 3 goals in 3 minutes. If Keefe was there, I'd believe it. Ironically enough, but that's the one thing Keefe was better at. They just somehow know how to score like 2 or 3 goals in the freaking empty net or the extra attacker. I haven't seen him do it with Berube, so do with that what you will. Calgary FC are beating Edmonton Scottish 2-0. Well, good for them. 2:39. What was that timeout for? That was stupid. And the Leafs are back on the empty net. What? Why? Why? Oh, what a waste of my time. Huh. Empty net. What is this team doing, man? Shots saved by Ullmark. Like, I'm not even mad. Like, the funny part is I'm not even mad. Like, the funny part's I'm not even mad. Like, this team is sad, man. This team is sad. Like, I don't know what else to say. The Toronto Maple Leafs are a joke. An absolute joke, man. They're a joke. Man, this team's a joke. I don't know what else to say. This team sucks. Oh, man. 1-12 in series clinching games since 2018. Lost 5 straight series clinching games at home in a best of 7. Last time shut it at home with a chance to clinch the 1950 semis. This team sucks. But the sad part is I'll be back next year. Well, I'll watch the rest of the series, then be back next year. This team hurts. Like, it hurts. Marner's just going to take it at the empty net. I hope it gets slapped out of his hand. You know what? In the end, we kind of got pumped. So you know what? Yeah, take Pacioretty out of the lineup. Like, give me Alex Nylander. Something. Lord have mercy on my soul. Icing. Like, this hurts. Face off. Just 132. Like, the net is still empty. Like, do we actually think we'll score 3 goals in 130? Man, this team's a joke. I love you, Berube, but dude, now you're acting like Sheldon Keefe. Except you don't. The one thing good about Sheldon Keefe was they knew how to score like 3 with the extra attacker, like in 2 minutes. Like, I know they could do it with Sheldon. That's like a one good thing about him. Well, not in the playoff. Well, they kind of did it a couple of times in the playoffs, but you know. Playing forward. 1 minute to go. The Leafs are going to a game 6. You know, I'm just going to play it as a double. I don't care. When it comes to the CONCACAF Champions Cup, Toronto game, and Tkachuk, empty net goal, 4-0. Brady Tkachuk. If it wasn't over yet, it is now. That's about what, 1914? Yeah, 1914, I think. 4-0. I can't even scream. I don't even want to scream. This is hell. Like, this is just hell. This is just hell. Yeah, Stolarz is back in net. 4-0. This is a horrible performance. Like, it's that simple. Like, this performance was horrible. The Sens, their job was to survive, and they did more than that. They pumped us. We go back to Ottawa, and they're going to give their all. This was the Leafs' worst game of the series, bar none. I won't even front. But even game 4 was kind of leaning towards crap. But at least the Leafs came back there. This is just the Leafs being the Leafs. This is the Leafs. Point blank, period. This is the Leafs, point blank, period. Oh. And 18 seconds to go. Just end this. 16. Seven seconds to go. Another face-off. All they had to do was end it in 4. Is that so hard? Yes, for the Leafs it is hard. For the Leafs it is hard to end it in 4 because that's what they do. They can't do it. They can't end series in 4, 3, 5, 4, 7. They suck. They don't know how to win a 4th game. The fact that they did against Tampa was crazy. Is that the best this is going to get? Benoit. Just end it. Hmm. $7.5 to go. Just end this game. You don't know how Leafs hockey is. This is PTSD. Just drop the puck and get this shit over with, please. Blow it up after game 7. What they do now is they blow it all up after game 7. Is that it? Final. 4-0 Ottawa. Please don't tell me they... Toronto still leads the series 3-2. That's the only positive about this. With that being said, yep, the game is over. Thank God. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this match. And I'm going to scream. Barely, at least. But there you go. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See ya.